Okay, so what we're going to do now is you're going to choose one animal, okay? And you're going to cut out a piece of paper that is the size of one of these rectangles, okay? Which is 2.5 inches by 3.5 inches, okay? What you want to do is draw that animal to fill up this space. Then you're going to take that animal, you're going to shade the back of it dark with your pencil. Notice how I'm holding my pencil and I'm just shading as dark as I can. Okay, then you're going to take that animal and you are going to lay it on top of each rectangle and you are going to trace that shape. And what you're going to find is the lines that you go over, they're going to be transferred onto that rectangle behind it. You make sure you line it up even with the sides of the rectangle. All right, so you're going to do this 7 times. All right, make sure you do the face too. Some of them you may not need the face done, but you can erase what you don't need later. Now you want to pick it up and see if you can see it. If you look at it closely, I don't know if you can see it or not, but you can go over your lines that you see there. Now I wouldn't go over it myself. I'm just doing this so you can see the lines a little bit better. All right, so then you would go to the next one and do the same thing. Now if you can see in this one, I'm just basically, I know that I'm not going to have the face in there, so I'm just going to draw the shapes that I see. And then you can erase what you don't need later. So you can kind of see what I have. But you're going to do that 7 times, all right? Now, let's talk about what each one is. And I'm not going to show you how to do each one because this is testing you on what you've learned the whole semester. So what you'll do is you'll turn your paper over. And you want to make sure, I would take this and you're going to accordion style fold this. You want the fold to be on each line that you have. Okay, so I'm going to, it'll look like that. So then you turn this over, write down each, so that's line, shape, this one is value, this one is texture, this one is face, this one is color, and this one is form. So you'll know what you have to do. So then what you do is you're going to take this, and the first one you're going to illustrate all types of lines to be able to draw your raccoon. Or yours doesn't have to be a raccoon, it could be whatever animal you choose. Make sure that you fill up the entire area. On this one it's just shapes. So what I did is I used this as my sketch as my road map. Okay, and kind of decided what the shapes were that I was going to use. So I used construction paper. So I cut the pieces of construction paper out that were the shapes that I wanted to use in different colors just to make it interesting. And I pasted the shapes down where I wanted them, and I used triangles for the grass. This one is value. So here, I'll do this so you can. No. Okay. So this one is value. So if you look at this, in the color background, I did dark to light right here, and I did dark to light right here. So those are tints and shades of blue and tints and shades of green. And on the actual raccoon, I just used shades of gray, which this is 3 different examples of using value. This one, you may not have the supplies to be able to do this one, but you can, in any way that you can show texture, if you want to use the cut paper like we did with the 3D textures to make it look like the fur on the raccoon, you can, and you'll see in examples that I post of how other folks demonstrated texture. You want it to make it look like it feels. So just be creative with however you demonstrate texture. This one, I'll tell you what I did on this one is I used puffy paint on the white that's below it and let it dry. Like I went over the lines with puffy paint and let it dry, and then I glued down aluminum foil on top of it and let it dry, and I rubbed out any air bubbles, and then I went over it with black Sharpie and wiped it off, and then outlined it with a thin black Sharpie. But you don't have to do that to demonstrate texture. You can demonstrate it in another way if you choose. This one is space. The way it demonstrates space is by overlapping, and things also get smaller in the distance. So if you see the sky, then the trees overlap the sky, the grass overlaps the trees, the raccoon overlaps the background, and in the foreground you see grass that overlaps the raccoon. This one I demonstrated color theory by trying to group complementary colors together. So I put purple and yellow together that are complementary, red and green, and orange and blue. On this one I used my shape as a roadmap again, and then I broke it down into basic forms so you could see the 3-dimensional forms. So this is a sphere, this is a cone, this is a sphere, this is cylindrical, this is a cone. So be creative with it, okay? So that is your final project in a nutshell. Then you'll take a picture of it and upload it to your project, okay?